Yoonji used flat number 702 to keep an eye on the female lead while also looking at her own dream house from there. In the present moment, the male lead is now the one watching the female lead. As soon as he sees her, he quickly hides so that she doesn't notice him. The female lead then enters the house, and the male lead starts searching the flat for clues, but he finds nothing at all because the entire flat is empty. However, he eventually discovers a phone inside the house. At the same time, photographer Yoon-hyuk's sister, Yoon-hee, tells the police that she was there that night because she was working as an intern. She says that she saw the female lead running down from the rooftop because the elevator was busy, and the female lead looked extremely nervous. Yoon-hee explains that she didn't reveal this information earlier because she was scared and worried about her brother. She feared that her brother might end up in the same situation as the other men who had been involved before. She adds that her brother used to be an underwater photographer, but now he is being manipulated and is forced to take small photography jobs for auctions and paintings. Yoon-hee also admits that she did not record the conversation that happened inside the dressing room. Detective Jo-young then comments that it seems like she is telling the truth. Meanwhile, the female lead is preparing for the auction and is about to leave when the male lead suddenly stops her and asks for 5 minutes to talk. She says she cannot because the auction is about to start. The male lead asks if she knows how much Yoonji knew about her and how Yoonji met her ex-husband Song-jae, and how she learned about the insurance policy. He asks if she doesn't want to know these things. The female lead replies that even if she learns the truth now, nothing will change. After saying that, she goes inside to conduct the auction. However, the auction turns out to be completely manipulated. The chairwoman has already shown all 5 paintings to a certain buyer and secretly tells him to purchase them at any cost because they will sell for a very high price and it will be worth it. At the same time, the MD plants another person in the crowd whose job is to keep raising the bidding price repeatedly. As soon as the auction ends, the police suddenly arrive and ask the female lead to come with them to the police station. She refuses, saying she is currently working. The police then inform her that she is being arrested as a suspect in Yoonji's murder case. The female lead is taken away, and as she leaves she looks at photographer Yoon-hyuk and the male lead. Meanwhile, the male lead is thinking about the female lead when he notices photographer Yoon-hyuk entering the parking lot with Yoon-hee following him. She asks him where he is going, and Yoon-hyuk angrily asks why she didn't tell him the truth earlier. She says that even if she had told him, he probably wouldn't have believed her. Ignoring her words, Yoon-hyuk heads straight to the police station. At that moment, the male lead receives a call from his hacker friend, who used to commit small insurance frauds by pretending he got injured while playing football. The hacker says he has unlocked the phone but there are many audio files, and since they are protected with fingerprint locks, it will take some time to access them. The male lead then heads to the police station as well. At the station, the female lead is questioned about where she was at that time. The detectives explain that the elevator footage shows Yoonji going to the rooftop from the 12th floor at 10:58, while the female lead went from the 10th floor to the 12th floor, and at 10:11 Yoonji fell from the rooftop. The female lead repeatedly denies seeing Yoonji and says the last time she saw her was at the party. The detective responds that they already have circumstantial evidence and can build a story around it. The female lead finally admits that she did go to the 12th floor, but when she checked the dressing room, Yoonji wasn't there. She says she also went to the rooftop, but by the time she reached there, Yoonji had already jumped. She panicked and ran away because she was afraid the blame would fall on her. The detective questions why she didn't call emergency services. She replies that nobody would have believed her anyway. Even after hearing this explanation, the detectives still do not believe her. Meanwhile, Junbeom learns that the female lead has been arrested and smiles. Photographer Yoon-hyuk then comes to meet the female lead and tells her that he completely trusts her. She reminds him that his own sister is a witness against her, but he says that doesn't matter because he still believes her and will do anything to help. The female lead then calls him closer and whispers something in his ear. The male lead, who has installed a camera there, tries to read her lips but cannot understand what she is saying. Suddenly Detective Song-gil enters the room and is clearly unhappy to see the male lead there. However, he needs the insurance files of the previous 3 victims who were interested in Yoonji. The male lead asks if he thinks the female lead will confess and whether they can even get an arrest warrant within just 12 hours. Song-gil tells him his work there is finished and asks him to leave. As the male lead exits, he briefly meets Soyun, Song-gil's wife, before leaving the station. Meanwhile, photographer Yoon-hyuk rushes into the royal auction building, and the male lead follows him, saying that the thing he is looking for is actually with him. Yoon-hyuk replies that they will find out the truth once they check the memory card. It turns out that the male lead had sent a video to a lip service analysis agency, a recording from when Yoon-hyuk met the female lead. The experts analyze the footage and identify the monitor room in the exhibition hall, noting the exact time when the female lead left that area. The timestamp shows that she left at 10:11, which proves she could not have killed Yoonji. Once the police see this evidence, they are forced to release the female lead. After she comes out, she meets the male lead and thanks him for revealing the truth. Detective Jo Young then tells the male lead that the case will likely be closed because it now appears that Yoonji took her own life. The male lead asks the female lead whether she believes that explanation, but she replies that it doesn't really matter anymore and walks away. The next day she returns to work at Royal Auction, where Yoon-hee notices her. Meanwhile, the male lead is assigned another case, but he is still thinking about the female lead and quickly leaves. The chairwoman of Royal Auction tells the female lead that they were about to send their legal team to her, but she came herself before that. She also mentions that the auction went very well. At the same time, the male lead meets his hacker friend again, who is playing soccer. He jokes about whether his foot injury has healed, and the hacker says it is better now. He then reveals that the audio files are ready, but all of them are related to the female lead Han Seol-Ah. The male lead then gives him another task: he must track down Han Soo. Han Soo is the same person who was once a suspect in the murder case of the male lead's sister, which had been reported as an accident. The male lead begins listening to all the recordings, but none of them provide any strong proof. Later, he stands looking toward the female lead's house, realizing that Yoonji used to watch her from the same apartment building. While observing the building, he notices that there are 2 dolls placed in front of the house. One clearly belongs to Yoonji because she was a TV anchor, but the other one suddenly catches his attention. The male lead realizes that someone switched the location to Royal Auction. However, the second person appears to be a doctor because he is wearing a coat and a surgical mask. Suddenly, the male lead's mind connects the dots and he remembers that the female lead's second victim was also a psychiatrist, which means he was a doctor as well. Meanwhile, the female lead is suffering from insomnia and cannot sleep at night, so she visits a doctor. The doctor tells her that she is her family doctor, and this will be the last time she prescribes those pills. She warns her that she must stop taking them because they are no longer effective and suggests that she should try therapy instead. However, the female lead says she does not want therapy because her past experience with it was not good. At the same time, a flashback reveals that the female lead's second victim, Dr. Yoon-ho, used to behave inappropriately with her and would touch her in the wrong places. Meanwhile, the male lead goes to meet a nurse and asks if the partner of Dr. Yoon-ho at that time was Han Seol-Ah. He shows her a photo, and the nurse confirms it. She also reveals that before Han Seol-Ah, the doctor had been dating a TV reporter, and she does not think Han Seol-Ah knew about that relationship. 2 months later, the doctor broke up with that TV reporter. According to the nurse, the reporter behaved strangely. She would bring food for the doctor, but he repeatedly refused it. At one point, the woman said that if he refused to eat with her, she would kill herself. When the doctor tried to stop her, she accidentally injured his cheek with chopsticks, causing him to bleed. The nurse witnessed that incident. She explains that after about 2 months, the woman later became the doctor's patient, and because psychiatrists cannot maintain personal relationships with their patients, the doctor transferred her case to another specialist due to countertransference. The female lead immediately responds that she does not make deals like that and starts to leave. Yoon Byum stops her, and she says she thought he was the owner of a unicorn company, so she expected him to keep business and personal matters separate. She adds that women especially dislike it when business and personal feelings get mixed together. After hearing this, Yoon Byum agrees to proceed with the deal professionally. Meanwhile, the male lead is listening to an audio recording where the female lead is talking with a bar owner. The bar owner tells her that she can cry in front of her and that it's okay. She reminds her that even when her parents died, she did not cry. The female lead replies that it was also her fault that her parents died and that everything bad always happens around her. The bar owner asks how long she will keep suppressing her emotions because one day she will explode. She says the female lead is already broken inside. However, the female lead insists that she cannot break because she has to survive. She says that she survived even after losing her parents, and that she should have died in that fire. Later, the male lead meets photographer Yoon Hyuk, who is taking photos. The male lead asks him what happened in the female lead's childhood. Yoon Hyuk replies that digging into the past is pointless and that the female lead should be allowed to live her life peacefully. He explains that they have known each other since they were 15 years old, when the fire accident killed her parents. He says her life has been extremely difficult, but he cannot reveal anything more. At that moment, Yoon-hee arrives and warns the male lead about the Cho-han family fire case. She says he should stay away from the female lead because she destroys everyone around her. She claims that the female lead is bad luck and that she should be arrested for insurance fraud. Her brother Yoon-hyuk quickly pulls her aside, telling her not to say such things. The male lead then researches the case and informs Detective Jo-young about it. Jo-young points out that there are still 3 other suspicious deaths connected to the female lead. The male lead responds that he feels the female lead might simply be unlucky, just like his own sister once was. He believes people may have misunderstood her, and that one tragedy has simply been followed by another in her life. He even wonders if he himself is pushing her deeper into hell by investigating her. Meanwhile, the female lead arrives at home and starts getting ready while talking with the bar owner on the phone. At the ceremony, Song-jae's mother and brother are also present. His mother scolds the female lead harshly, and the male lead watches the scene from afar. The mother says that her son married the female lead against the whole family's wishes and that if he had never met her, he would still be alive today. Song-jae's brother then asks to speak with her privately. He shows her an insurance policy that his brother had taken, but says that just before his death, he cancelled it. He asks why Song-jae did that and mentions that an insurance agent kept calling about it. He also remembers that a woman came that day and told Song-jae that she had also taken an insurance policy. It is then revealed that the woman was actually Yoon-ji, who is shown laughing loudly in the flashback. Song-jae's brother accuses the female lead, saying she must have done it for the insurance money because she was the beneficiary. He says that when his brother became suspicious, he removed her name from the policy, and she killed him because of it. He threatens that if she does not answer him, he will go ask that woman directly. The female lead calmly replies that the woman is no longer alive. Hearing that, the brother angrily assumes that she must have killed everyone. He grabs her shoulder aggressively and presses hard, causing her pain. Meanwhile, people are paying their respects, and photographer Yoon Hyuk looks around wondering where the female lead has gone. The female lead stands alone and removes the ring her ex-husband gave her. She remembers how happy she was the day he proposed to her on a yacht. The male lead approaches her and asks whether all these tragedies are just coincidences and whether everything, including her parents' death, was simply bad luck. The female lead turns around and asks if he still thinks she killed someone. She says that no one would ever believe her anyway. Tears start flowing from her eyes, and she begins crying uncontrollably. She slowly steps backward and is about to jump, but the male lead quickly grabs her hand and stops her. Shocked, he asks if she has gone crazy and pulls her into a hug, making her sit down. The female lead says that if she disappears, everything will finally end and that she does not care anymore, she wants to die. She asks why he is stopping her and what more he wants to know about her. The male lead replies that he wants to know everything about her. The two of them look at each other with tears in their eyes, and the episode ends suddenly at that emotional moment.